Today's pose, bird dog. It is a balanced pose taken from hands and knees. So if your knees give you a little bit of trouble, I would recommend having some blankets or a cushion or something to place under your knees. If your wrists give you trouble, this may not be the best pose for you, although you could try it and certainly see how it goes. This is an opportunity for you to not have to stand up if you don't feel like standing up when you're taking a yoga practice. So it can feel grounding, which is something during anxious times I think can be really nice. And it can give you a little bit of an opportunity to build some strength, particularly in your arms, because you will be putting a fair amount of body weight on one or both arms. So this is how it goes. Hands and knees, hips over knees, relatively speaking. Hands, fingers are spread nice and wide. I usually line up the top of my wrist with the top of my shoulder. You want to be pressing primarily into the meaty part of your thumb and then your index finger and middle finger. We just don't want to put too much in the pinky fingers because there's no bone here to support our weight along the pinky. There is one here on the thumb side part of your hand. So once you're comfortable here, notice your neck. See if you can have a nice long neck, so no wrinkles in the back of the neck. So your gaze is forward and down. And then start by taking your left leg long behind you and rest on the ball of that left foot. And see how many of your toes you can get down on the ground. Just see, with the toes curled under. And then if you'd like to warm up your calf muscles a little bit, you could rock forward and back a little bit. You might feel plenty just having your legs still. All right, come back to neutral. And then see if you can hover that left leg, hover that left foot. See if you can really press out through that left heel. Maybe you peek down and see if you can turn those left toes down towards the mat. A lot of us want to go like this, and we're just aiming for neutral here. Of course, if we weren't together in person, I could help you notice that, but sometimes you can take a peek back there. All right, this could be plenty for you right now. You've removed a limb from the ground, so you've already transferred more of your weight into your right leg and both hands, so this could be plenty. If you wanted to consider adding on to bird dog, really pay attention to pressing into that left hand and consider lifting the right arm out in front of you. Still have a long neck, still pressing out through the left heel. And breathe. You can stay here for any number of breaths. The last time you breathe in, really reach out through those right fingers and press out through that left heel. And then as you breathe out, lower the right hand down, lower the left knee down. I always recommend at this point that everyone takes a break for the wrists, especially that left wrist if you had your right arm out. So a few wrist circles might feel good. Or maybe you'd like to just come down onto your forearms and take a break. All right, so then when you're ready, we'll move to side two. Once again, see if you can keep your hips over your knees. Fingers spread really wide. And then we'll walk the right leg back, coming onto the ball of the right foot. Notice how many of your toes you can put on the mat, on the ground. Long neck once again, and maybe a little rocking back and forth to stretch out those calf muscles. All right, come back to your neutral, to your stillness, so you're not leaning forward, you're not really leaning back. You're just pretty much in a neutral position. Again, notice if this is plenty for your body. If not, consider lifting that right leg up off the ground. Maybe you look down and see if you can keep those right toes pointing down towards the mat. Don't forget to breathe in and out. Sometimes we're concentrating so hard on what we're supposed to be doing that we hold our breath. And then trying to keep the left side of your pelvis stacked over that left knee as best you can Really press into that right hand and maybe consider taking your left arm out. If any of this becomes too much, bring the hand down, maybe bring the leg down. Of course, you can bring them both down. Long, long neck. And breathe. Active fingers. You decide how many breaths you are able to take. And when you're finished, take one more big breath in. Reach out through those left fingers. Press out through that right heel. And as you exhale, lower the left hand down, lower the right knee down. And again, a break for the wrists. That could be child's pose. That could be resting on your forearms. If you're looking to add one more pose to this, you could curl your toes under if this is available for you and sit back towards your heels. It gives you a little break for the wrists, but it gives you a real nice stretch for the fascia on the bottom of your feet. If you have any problems with that, like plantar fasciitis, I think I'm saying that correctly, this would not be something that you would want to do. But if you have healthy fascia on the bottom of your feet and you are a runner and you want to keep that fascia nice and stretched out, you could consider doing this, even just for a couple of breaths. That, my friends, is bird dog. Please do give it a try. If you have any questions or would like to work on this together right now via Zoom, eventually, once quarantine's over, we'll be able to meet again in person, either via a private session or one of my classes. So have fun with this one. Bye.